Hi, Graham. Hi, Tim. It's Mr. G here. I just want to get you guys caught up a little bit with what happened in class earlier this week that you missed out on. This stuff isn't hard, and I just hope that it gets you in place to be ready to participate in class on Wednesday, which is tomorrow at the time of me recording this. So let me show you some drawings I've done here that kind of explain where we're at. Ooh, if I can do this without knocking you over. So here is a picture of the side of the flora. And what we're trying to do is connect in the microphone component. So here it is. Here, the microphone is pointing this way. Here, let me show you. You pull out your embroidery hoop. This is what I'm trying to emulate right here. So this is what you've had before. This is what we worked on in class with the flora and 3 lights. And we're adding this microphone piece here. So you can see that the microphone is pointing away from the flora, and these 3 pins are kind of on the side of the flora. So the first thing that you want to do when you set this up is take some of that black cotton thread. I think I gave you both some. Okay, look in your bags and double check. I mean, really any thread works. So if you find something laying around the house or your mom has sewing stuff, whatever, that'll work. And the first thing you're going to want to do is on this, there should be a hole in the middle of the microphone, is to sew around this a few times and just secure it as tightly as you can to the fabric. Since these microphones aren't really designed to be stitched into anything, and we don't want to do any soldering quite yet because this is just testing, right? Until we actually go to the necktie piece. We don't want to solder because we don't want to make it like permanent, something that we can't take apart. So for now, you'll see that for both of you, I took your microphones. Now the kids in class had to do this on their own. You don't. I did this for you. I took those pins and I kind of bent them. So one is going up and then curls into a hook, and then one goes straight out the back and curls into a hook, and one goes down, curling into a hook. And that's how we're going to anchor our thread onto this. So anyway, first of all, you're going to want to secure this just with the regular black thread, secure it on there so it's not going to go anywhere. All right, the next thing that you need to do is look carefully at the pin array on the microphone. So there are going to be 3 parts to this, and your array might be different than mine. We discovered this in class. So for me, the top pin is GND, so that's ground, right? The second one is VCC, and the bottom one is output. Now, if the order of yours is different, then you'll need to change how this looks for you, okay? But they still need to connect to the same parts. Okay, so ground can just go right here to the regular grounding port on the side of the flora. Got it? VCC, this needs to connect down to the 3.3 volt section. This is just for receiving power, okay? Then the output, whichever pin that output is for you, that needs to connect to number 9 here on the floorboard. Okay? So where the kids are in the class, and where they're going to be at the start of class on Wednesday, is that this is secured down with the just standard thread, and every single kid has linked in the grounding cable here. Well, to wherever your grounding port is. So run the ground here. Now, Akari discovered something. For her let's see. Yeah, her ground was here, her output was here, and her VCC was at the top. So she decided she would just run the ground here, VCC here, and then instead of running, the output here, and then instead of running the VCC over 2 cables, which could be problematic because you don't want wires touching, she thought that she would just run it around, stitch it around the back, and come into the 3.3 volt down here. And that's kind of nice. I mean, it creates one really long pathway for one of your threads to go, but at least it's not going to cross over anything. That's kind of cool. So there you go. Please get going on that. Oh, here, let me show you on mine what that looks like. So here's my microphone. And you can see that I've anchored. Well, I've connected to the ground, and yeah, I'm sharing the same ground port as the RGB lights. That's fine, you can do that. But it stitches right across and then comes up on the side. So I kind of stitch along, and instead of coming straight at the board, I kind of take it on an edge here, and then as tightly as I can, I wrapped it into this little hook piece, Remember, you don't want this slipping off of here, so it has to be pretty secure. It took me, I think this is the 5th time that I've actually sewed this in, and it took me about 5 times to get it right. I think I'm really happy with this one, but my first few times were not so good. And that's how I discovered this whole bending the wires to the side and bending them up thing really helps. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. But if you need to go back and stitch this again, do it. Be ready. Because this just kind of gets harder and harder as we go and we introduce more elements. Remember to keep your threads as far apart as possible so things don't touch. So really be thinking in your mind like, okay, this pin needs to connect to here and this pin needs to connect to here. Think of that ahead of time before you get going. You know, some kids in our class, they like to just grab that needle and thread and just start stitching like maniacs, and then they realize they're in a pickle later on and they have to tear it all up. Okay, so please get going on this. I hope you find this video before Wednesday, and just do this. Honestly, this will take you 5-10 minutes. That's it. All right? You got this. If you need anything, shoot me an email. I'm here for you. Later.